Hello, welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'll be creating a human resource dashboard using Power BI. On this dashboard, we would have our KPIs, such as the total number of employees, the number of active employees, the number of terminated employees, the average salary, the average age of these employees, the active rates, the number of departments, and the number of sub-departments. We would also have our charts to show the salary by department, which is a funnel chart, salary by job level, which is a column chart, salary by sexual orientation, a bar chart, determination type, which is a donut chart, and determination by marital status, which is a pie chart. We would also have our tables to show the average salary by sub-department and the average salary by race. Then lastly, we will have filters for the gender, as well as the location, which could be remote or on-site, and the education, which could be an associate degree, a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, or none of the above. The next step we'll take here will be to launch Power BI Desktop. So I'll just go to Program Files and open Power BI Desktop. So give some time for Power BI Desktop to open. Now Power BI Desktop is opened. So the next step to take here will be to get data, our data set. And our data set is a CSV file. So I'll click on text/CSV to get our data set. So I'll go to the folder with this data set. So this is our data set, People Analytics. That's the name of our data set. So I'll just click that and wait for a connection to be established. So now a connection has been established, and this is the preview of what our data set is like. So now we have the options here to load data, transform data, or cancel. And if we click on load data, it will load this straight to Power BI. If we click on transform data, it will take us to the Power Query Editor, where we will make transformations that will suit our analysis. And the next step I'll take here will be to click on load data. So it takes us straight to Power BI. So just wait for that operation. So now our data set is here. This is our data set. These are the columns. However, let's have the data view. So we'll see these columns. Yeah, these are the columns. The employee ID, which is a unique identifier because it is applicable to a particular employee in this company. The department, the sub-department, first level manager, second level manager, third level manager, fourth level manager. We do not need these columns to create the dashboard. The job level, the gender, the sexual orientation, the race, age, education, the location city, marital status, the employment status, the salary, the hire date, the termination date, which has been shortened as the term date, the tenure, termination type, shortened as the term type, the reason for termination, shortened as the term reason, and the active status. The active status could be either 1 or 0. It is 1 for those who are still employed. Let me say it is 1 for those that are active employees, and it is 0 for those that have been terminated. However, let's go back to the report view and let's start creating our dashboard. But before we create this dashboard, one thing I would like to do here is to use DAX formulas to get some measures. And the measures I want to get are the measures we use for our KPIs, such as the total number of employees, the number of terminated employees, number of active employees, the average salary, the average age of these employees, the active rate, number of departments, and the number of sub-departments. So now I will click on New Measure to get started. So the measure here, which would be our first measure, would be to get the total employees. The total number of employees, and that's going to be the count of the employee ID. And the reason why I'm counting the employee ID is because it is a unique identifier. It identifies each of the employees, because two employees cannot have the same employee ID. So that's the reason why I am counting the employee ID. So it's going to be a count of the employee ID column. So this will give us total number of employees. So here we'll have our first measure, total employees, which is at the bottom. And the next measure will be get the terminated employees. So I will name it terminated employees. Terminated employees. And this is going to be a count of termination dates. The reason why I'm counting the column of the termination date is because it is only those that are inactive employees that have a term date. For those who are still active, they do not have a termination date. So the field for them under this column, term date, is blank. So, of course, it's not going to count what is blank. It will only count for those that have a termination date. So we have that measure, termination date, right? I will have the measure, terminated employees. So the next measure here will be to get the average salary. No, before I go to the average salary, let me get the active employees, the number of active employees. And this measure is going to be the total number of employees minus the terminated employees. This will give us the active employees. So we have that measure for active employees. Now let's get the average salary. The average salary is going to be the average of the salary column. So we have the average salary. Our next measure is going to be for the average age of these employees. The average age is going to be the average once again, same function average of the age column. So yes, we have the average age. And I do not want any decimal place for the age. And also the average salary, let me format it as currency. And then for the decimal places, I'll leave it as 2. Our next measure. Our next measure will be to get the active rate. The active rate, however, is going to be the active rate is going to be the number of active employees divided by the total number of employees times 100 over 1 to give the percent. So this is going to be the active employees divided by the total employees. So yeah, format it as a percentage. So we have the active rate. So the next measure will be to get the number of departments. And to get this measure, it is going to be a distinct count. It will be a distinct count of the department column. And the reason why it's a distinct count is because you have 2 or more employees that belong to the same department. So in order not to count a department several times, you have to use a distinct count. So a particular department is counted once. So we have the number of departments. Now let's get the sub-departments. The sub-departments is also going to be a distinct count in order to avoid a particular department counted several times. Distinct count of the sub-department column. So yeah, we should have 8 measures here. Let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, we'll have 8 measures. So our measures are complete. So yes, the next thing to do here will be to create our visuals. But before we create our visuals, let us format the chart area where we'll be creating our dashboard. I would like to change the canvas settings to increase the height and the width. I think the height is okay at 1.5 and the width is going to be, yeah, the width is okay as well. And also, let me change the color of the wallpaper. I think I want it slightly gray to match what I did in the previous dashboard, which I'm trying to create. So yes, we're done with that. Now let's move over to creating our visuals. So now, first thing to do here will be to create our KPIs. The first KPI here is going to be the total employees. So I'll just select the field, total employees. The measure we created using the DAX formula. So here we'll have the total number of employees as 4,831. So I'll format this by increasing the font size of the category label to make it legible. Let me increase the height of this a little. And also I would make the font color dark. And then for the effects, I'm going to change the background color to be gray, dark gray, slightly darker than the background of the chart, the general background, I mean. Let me leave it this way. No, let me make it slightly darker, a darker shade of gray. And then I'll turn on shadow and visual border. I'll change the color of the visual border and I'll give this visual rounded corners. So we have the total number of employees. So I will copy this visual for the total number of employees and then paste it to create the other measures, rather the other KPIs. The reason why I'm doing this is so I do not have to go formatting to adjust the width and the height, and also to um, increase the font size of the category label, and then change the background color. So I'm copying this to create for the other KPIs. Yes, so I'm done. So of course we'll have our first KPI to show the total number of employees. So for the others, this is going to be the number of active employees, which is 3,980. And then the next will be the number of terminated employees, which is 851. Then here we'll have the average salary. The average salary here is it's 2,000 and 82.744K. Anyways, the next measure here will be the average age. So I'll just remove that field, total employees, and pick average age. Yeah, the average age is 34 years. Then this is going to be the active rate. So I'll just undo that and select active rate. Rather, I will unselect the total number of employees and select the active employees. The active rate. So that's the active rate. And the next thing here will be the number of departments. So I will go and select departments, the measure for departments. And the last here will be for the sub-departments. I'll unselect this and select sub-departments. So yeah, we have that now. So the next step to take here will be to create our charts to show the salary by job level and so on and so forth. So for the salary by job level, I think I used the column chart for that. So I'll pick that field, job level, and average salary. So here we have that. So next thing we'll have to do here will be to format this, format the X and Y axis. For the X axis, I don't need the title, so I'm going to turn it off because already I have the title of this chart to tell me what I am looking for, or rather to tell me what the chart is. And also, I want to increase the font size and change the font color by making it darker so it's visible. For the y-axis, I'm also going to turn off the title. And in general, I'm going to turn off the y-axis because I'll be using data labels here to show the values. And I will format the data label by increasing the font size so it's legible and also changing the font color. And for the column itself, I will also change the color because I want it darker than what it is. So I have changed the color, and then for the title, so this is for average salary by job level. I'll name this salary by job level, and I'll increase the font size of the title. There's no need to change the text color because it's dark enough already. Now for the effects, I want the background color to be the same as the KPIs. So I'm going to change the background color to be the same. And I'll also turn on the shadow and the visual border. And I'll give these rounded corners as well. Change the color of the visual border. So that has been done. So next here will be to get the salary by departments, because we have 12 departments here. So for the salary by department, I'll be using a funnel chart. So I'll click on average salary, and this time around I will look for the department field. Then we'll have the average salary by department. For this, I have to format this chart. I do not want the conversion rate here, so I'm going to turn it off. And also for the data labels, I want it legible, so I'm going to increase the font size. Okay, that font size is okay. For the detail labels, I'll also increase the font size to make it legible, or rather the category labels. Increase the font size so it's legible. Change the font color to make it very dark and visible. And I want to change the color of the slices, rather of the funnels. Change this color. Want a different shade of blue. Okay. Then for the title, I'm going to change this title to be salary by department. And I'll increase the font size of the title to make it visible. And for the effects once more, I'll do the same thing, which is change the background color, turning on visual border and shadow, and change the color of the visual border and also the rounded corners, giving it rounded corners. Yeah, I have that now. Then for the next chart, I want to see the termination type. So I'll be representing that with a donut chart. So here, what I'll pick will be termination type and terminations, terminated employees. So here we'll have our termination type. And I want to format this donut chart. For the legend, I don't need a title. And for the font size of the text, I'll make it legible by increasing it. Then also, I want to increase the spacing of the donut charts. I will just reduce the inner radius. But 5 is okay. Then the detail labels here. Detail labels here. I want it inside the donut chart. So I'm going to select inside, and basically what I want to see is the data value. I don't want to see the percentage. So I pick data value, and I want to increase the font size as well. So I'm going to increase it. Now for the colors, let me make them dark. Okay. Then the title is going to be termination type. And I will increase the font size of the title. Then I will change the background color, the chart background. I'm also going to make it gray. Maintain that same color. Turn on visual border and shadow. Change the color of our visual border. Then give this chart rounded corners. Here we have that. The next chart here will be for termination by marital status. So that's going to be a pie chart. So what we have to pick here will be the terminated employees, and the marital status. So the field of the column marital status. We picked that, and now let's format our chart. As usual, I do not want the legend to have a title, so I'm going to turn it off, and I would increase the font size of the text for the legend. I'll also make it dark, very dark. And then I want the detail labels to be inside, so I'm going to change the position from outside to inside. And then for the label content, it's just the data value I want to see. And I'm also going to increase the font size of the data value to make it legible. And for the color, I'll make it dark. Then as usual, the title is going to be termination by marital status. Terminations by marital status. Then I'm changing the effects to match what I have done in the other charts. So I want to bring in a bar chart here to show the termination by sexual orientation. No, sorry, not the termination by sexual orientation. The average salary by sexual orientation. So this is going to be average salary, and this is going to be sexual orientation. And I'm going to format the chart area. The y-axis, maybe increase the font size. So okay, that's legible enough. And let's make it dark. I will turn up the title. And for the x-axis, I'm going to turn up the title, and I'll completely turn up the x-axis because I'll be using data labels here as well. So I'll turn on data labels. And the position of the data labels, I want them on, I want them inside. So let's select inside end, and I'll increase the font size. Then I want to change the color of the bars to make them dark. Right, let's make the color dark. Okay, then the title is going to be salary by sexual orientation. And I'm going to increase the font, and then the effects. I'll do the same thing I did in the previous charts for the effects. So yeah, we have that now. So now we also want to see salary by sub-department and the salary by race. So I'll be using a table to show the salary by sub-department. So I want my table here. So I'll drag it from there, from the top to the bottom. So now the fields here will be sub-departments and average salary. So let's format this table. Let's increase this font size. Let's turn off totals. Okay, I would like to change the canvas settings by increasing the height. So I want to accommodate everything here on this table. So you have a view at a glance. Back to our table. For the column header, I'm also going to increase the fonts. Okay, let me continue formatting this table. The effects, I'm going to change the background color. I'll make it gray. Then visual border as well as the shadow. Change the color of the visual border. Give it rounded corners. Turn on shadow. Then back to the visual. The alternate background. Then we'll do the same thing for the column header. We'll change the background color. Let me increase the height a little. We come back to this table and continue formatting. So I'll increase the column header again. I'll go back to values and increase again. Looks like I still have to increase this chat area. Now let me increase the fonts. And for the column header, let me also increase the fonts. Okay, that looks better. Okay, let me just go straight to the last table here, which is going to be for the salary by race. So I'm just going to do a copy and paste of the table to show the salary by sub-departments. So I'll remove the fields already selected here. So this is going to be race and average salary. Yeah, now we have the average salary by race. So I will increase the font size a little. May also increase the column header, the font for the column header. Okay, let me format this chart to show the salary by job level. I want to increase the font size of the y-axis. Okay. And I also want to increase the data labels. So increase the font size of the data labels. I want to increase this font size as well. Okay, so we have our charts now. Still formatting these charts. For the legend, I'm also going to increase the text. I'll increase the title, the font for the title. I'll also do the same here. Y-axis here. Also increase. Same for data label. Let me go to the donor chart. I do the same. The detail label increase. The legend also has to increase. Title has to increase as well. And yeah, We're done. So the last thing we have to do here is our filters. Filter for gender, filter for location, and filter for education. So the first filter here will be for gender. Just adjust the size. Then I'll select the field gender. First, I'm going to increase the font of this. I'm turning off the slicer header. I'm giving it the same effects in terms of having a visual border, a shadow, changing the background color. So it's going to have the same effect as our charts. So next visual here would be to show the location, which could be either remote or on-site. So I'll just adjust the size. And I'll click on location, select location. Just use format enter to give it the same format. Then the next here will be for the education. So I'm going to select the field education. Uh, use format enter to change this. So we have our dashboard. Now let's give this dashboard a title. Text box appeared at the bottom. Human research dashboard. For the effects, I'll give it the same effects as the charts. Yeah, this is our dashboard, human resource dashboard. So we have our dashboard ready. And here I would like to see the female employees. Okay, but before I do that, let me do some formatting here to our, our KPIs. Okay, that's okay. So let's see the number of female employees. Here we have 1,911 female employees, out of which 352 were terminated, and that has left 1,559 of them actively employed. And for the male employees, how many do we have? We have 2,918 of them that were hired, out of which 498 have been terminated, leaving 2,420 actively employed. For those that do not identify, there are just two that were hired, out of which one has been terminated, leaving just one actively employed. And that person was hired to work remotely. Rather, the people in that category were hired to work remotely. Let's say female employees that work remotely are 1,545. And for those that work on site are just 366, out of which 69 have been terminated, leaving 297 as active employees. 283 female workers that work remotely have been terminated, while 1,262 are still actively employed. Let me say, are still gainfully employed by this company. Let's look at the male gender. 2,346 of them were hired to work remotely. And out of this number, 410 of them have been terminated, leaving 1,936 of them actively employed. And for those that were hired to work on site, 572 people were hired. 88 of them have been terminated, leaving 484 of them actively employed. Now let's look at the degree. Those with an associate degree, 129 of them were hired, out of which 19 have been terminated, leaving the active employees to be 110. And for those with a bachelor's degree, 3,856 were hired, out of which 674 have been terminated, leaving the active number of employees at 3,182. For master's degree holders, 751 of them were employed, while 142 of them have been terminated, leaving 609 of them as active employees. For non-degree holders, 95 of them were hired, with 16 of them terminated, and 79 of them still employed. So that's the dashboard, the human resource dashboard that I have to create in this video. So if you have questions regarding the steps I took to create this dashboard, do well to leave your questions in the comment section. However, if you gained value from watching this video, please do well to subscribe to my channel. Also, smash the like button and turn on post notifications so you'll be notified when I post videos. Thank you for your time, and I will see you in another video. Bye for now.